What's going on, everyone? Nick Smith-Koblitz here from Crypto Paranormal Investigations. So good to be back with you all. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the coolest piece of equipment you can use as a paranormal investigator. And I'm saying it's the coolest because it's like the coolest thing ever. We're talking about thermal imaging cameras. So if you've watched our YouTube series Paranormal or any ghost hunting reality shows, you've seen thermal cameras before. Now, thermal imaging cameras are not actually cameras because they don't see light of any kind, but are actually thermal sensors that give you a false color image of ambient surface temperatures. They're commonly referred to as cameras because most units have the ability to capture still images or provide you a video output. If you've ever seen any of the Predator movies, this is how the Predator sees the world. It sees heat signatures. Thermal imaging cameras became a key piece of military technology beginning in the Vietnam War and are commonly used in scientific and medical research, as well as continued applications by military and law enforcement. This is one of our thermal imaging cameras. This is one of our FLIR B2s. FLIR stands for Forward-Looking Infrared Radar. Again, not technically a camera. Some of you may recognize this guy from the show Ghost Hunters. FLIR is a fantastic Swedish company. This unit was actually built back in 2007 and it's just made like a tank. This particular unit was originally designed for home inspection, and what's unique about the FLIR B2 is its manual focus ability and video output. People often report cold spots or odd temperature fluctuations in allegedly haunted locations. And thermal imaging cameras allow us the ability to try to capture those phenomena visually. Another big reason we use thermal imaging cameras on investigations is finding natural causes for claims of paranormal activity. Things like nesting animals, noisy pipes or ducts in walls, or cold spots caused by moisture damage or poor insulation. Thermal cameras are great for picking things like this up and gives us a visual aid that we can reference and research later and present to property owners. In order for these cameras to work, the subject that you're measuring has to have mass. You can't measure air temperature with something like this because air just isn't dense enough for the sensor to detect it. You also need a basic understanding of immersivity, or the ability of different objects and materials to reflect heat. Glass, wood, concrete, metal all have different immersivity values, and you need to be able to set your camera accordingly to compensate for any reflected heat so you can get accurate measurements. Now, crypto's been using thermal cameras for just about a decade now, and because we have an understanding of how the technology works and how to use the proper settings on these devices, we actually rarely record anything that we would consider truly anomalous. Most thermal cameras nowadays do have a photo mode, so if you're looking to pick one up, you usually have that as an option. Models with video output, however, are still going to be quite a bit more expensive. However, companies like FLIR and Seek actually make adapters for your smartphone that lets you take radiometric thermal images and even video. The smartphone adapters generally run around $300 and they actually work, and these are real thermal cameras. However, they are fairly low resolution, and the low sampling rate means that in video mode it's still pretty laggy. If thermal imaging is something you absolutely have to have, I would still consider looking at FLIR's thermal imaging smartphone adapter, the FLIR 1, or the company's popular C series. I think FLIR is on the C3 now, and I know they're very popular among paranormal investigators. The FLIR C3 is a small series of digital thermal imaging still cameras that actually takes JPEG images, so you can easily upload these to a computer. The FLIR C3 currently retails for around $500. They are helpful on investigations, but as I said, they're better suited at finding natural explanations for claims of activity than finding ghostly anomalies. At the end of the day, I would say it's not an essential device that you have to have, even if you're a seasoned investigator. They help, but good ones come at a high price. And they are not the be-all, end-all gadgets that movies and reality television shows make them out to be. That's all for now, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting or helpful. If you'd like to see how my team uses thermal imaging cameras on investigations, go check out our web series Paranormal, link in the description below. Hit that like button if you like what you see here. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next video.